Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a film from much earlier this year, Gretel and Hansel. Before I begin, let me know in the comments if you were looking forward to this or what your thoughts were if you've seen it already, and make sure to give this a thumbs up if you like these reviews. It helps me out immensely if you do that. Also, if you're new here and you like movies, whether it be blockbusters, hidden gems, or everything in between, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with reviews of new releases and some classics. But now, let's jump right into it. This stars Sophia Lillis as Gretel, who watches over her younger brother Hansel, played by Sam Leakey, after their father's death. They go on a search for food and work, which leads them to a house inhabited by a witch named Holda, played by Alice Krige. While Hansel warms up to Holda, Gretel is suspicious of her as she fears there's a more terrifying evil presence afoot. This was released all the way back in January, so why did I take so long to review it? Well, I missed it at the time. The early part of the year was busy for me, and I was still in the process of figuring things out with the channel, and it was a snowball effect of catching up with other movies, and here we are now. But of all the movies from the very beginning of the year that I missed at the time of release, this was actually at the top of the list of ones I really wanted to see. It seemed to go over well with critics, which was rare for a January movie, and it seemed like an interesting new take on Hansel and Gretel. I think Sophia Lillis is a great actress, and based on the trailer, it looked visually stunning, and it met my expectations as far as all that goes. As you can tell by the title, Gretel is much more at the forefront of this story. She's the older of the two siblings, and she's very protective of her brother, and nearly everything is from her point of view. And I thought Sophia Lillis did a great job here. She seems to be doing really well with horror between this and the It movies, and while I wouldn't want her to get stuck doing only horror movies, she handles the material well, giving a more subtle and nuanced approach rather than just screaming and yelling at jump scares or anything like that. And from a visual standpoint, yeah, this is pretty incredible. It's directed by Oz Perkins, and this isn't his first venture into horror. He also directed the movies The Blackcoat's Daughter and I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in This House for Netflix, neither of which I've seen. But I can tell from this he knows what it takes to capture the atmosphere. The shots are beautiful and in very high definition. We get a lot of flashes of bizarre, creepy imagery that gives this such an eerie tone. On a technical level, this is stunning. Beyond that though, I didn't really like this movie, unfortunately. While this looks great, the key word is looks, because this film is totally lacking in story, and unfortunately, while a film can be great on a technical level, it ultimately can't make up for a poorly written story and next to no character development. This isn't even 90 minutes, but honestly, it could have worked a lot better as a short, because this is bare bones in terms of plot. It primarily takes place in the witch's house, and for most of the movie, nothing really happens. About 70 of those 87 minutes consist of Gretel and Hansel holed up in the witch's house, and Gretel has eerie visions, bizarre dreams, or seemingly encounters creepy entities that end up not doing anything to either her or her brother. In terms of events that are important to the actual story, there's very little of those moments. And even though this got a wide release and it did decently well at the box office, this is really not a mainstream film. It has this very low-key feel. It doesn't seem to be interested in telling a thrilling or engaging narrative. It almost never cranks up the energy beyond a 5 out of 10 at best, and even though Gretel is the more prominent of the two siblings, she doesn't really have much of an arc outside of seeing creepy things and being suspicious of the witch. Besides just finding food and work, which is satisfied when they encounter the witch early on, she doesn't have anything particularly motivating her or her brother. And even the witch doesn't have anything interesting about her either. This film is minimalistic, not just in terms of events transpiring, but in terms of dialogue as well. And I really don't have a ton to say about this because not a whole lot happens. I was on board with this at first because I thought there was going to be this slow burn aspect to it as tensions rose between Gretel and the witch. But by halfway through, when I realized nothing was going to happen and it was just going to be a repetition of creepy images that play very little of a role in the story, I checked out. I didn't particularly care for this. It's well acted and it's visually stunning, and if you're totally fine with just a series of nice looking images, then by all means, go for it. But it's a bare bones story where next to nothing eventful happens, and it just leads to a very boring 87 minutes. Overall, this was a major disappointment. Gretel and Hansel gets a 4.5 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Gretel and Hansel, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the visuals? Did you enjoy the story? And what's one of your favorite fairy tales? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you next time.